Hello YouTube and welcome to a brand new Unity 3D tutorial. So what we're going to do in this tutorial is make it so that our items, when we collect items, I don't believe this counts as potions, but like wood, iron, stone, they're actually in a real class system. And I know you're probably getting tired of classes now, but as soon as we've done it, I promise it's so much easier to do work with. And then we can get back into the fun stuff, so we can finish off the shop, finish off the inventory, finish off the garage, um, make better cars, make enemies actually talk to you and interact with you, bash someone's sword, well, head in with your sword. Even, which I've been working on, is picking up a dead body and carrying it places. How cool's that? So I promise, keep with it, stick in there, you are doing fine. Yeah, so jumping straight in, we're going to go to character, and I believe it's misc scripts for not what we need. We need item scripts, so we'll take it's player inventory, so it's at wrong place, I remember. So we're going to get player inventory and just stick it on. So we're going to click the actual name and drag it and stick it on GUI scripts here. I apologise for that talking, someone's shouting, it's very inconvenient. So we're going to stick it on there and you'll see it's attached to that one now, brilliantly. So we're going to rename player inventory because it is an awful name, we all can admit that. So we're going to call it simply item stats. That simple. And we'll keep money in item stats. I know it's not technically meant to be there, but it is technically the best place for it. So close enemy and close this and this. You see that we get these three things here, we'll keep them there. Item stats, you'll see that we get a lot of errors. Oh. So we'll call it ship, no, not ship, item stats. That one. There we go. And again, it doesn't want any of these are. So everything wants this player inventory, we need to replace with item stats. 8 of them, wow. So we go back and you'll see that we get loads more errors. So there's the errors we want. So it doesn't understand what player inventory is. Wow, we really linked that together. Wow. So item stats, it doesn't know what 10 is. So 10, there. So that one, item stats there. So we're fixing all these errors. Inventory GUI. So I'm just going to go basically go to all these scripts and change where it says player inventory to UI one. So I'll be back in a minute. So I've gone through and fixed every error we had. Quite a few, quite annoying. But now we've got a real named item thing. Because before it was terribly named. It wasn't very good. I don't know why I decided that in the first place. But yeah, so now we can begin actually working on our class for our item stats. So we've done this many times, so we can do it again. So we're going to type class, and we'll call it items, and this will be, well, let's start adding the variables. So var, what do we need? We need name, string. Actually, we can copy this from our inventory GUI, because that's got all of these in. So if we find inventory GUI, and we can copy this class here, because that's got everything we need in. So we just copy it and paste it. Rename it to what we need it to be, items. I'm just going to call it item, it's easier. So let's see, we have name, buying, selling, amount, yep. Item texture, icon, yep, description, yep. There's everything, perfect. So we can, I'm not going to get rid of all this yet because that'll create a massive problem for now. But players' money is going to stay separate for now. So we can come down and we can pretty much move this all the way to the top. Boom. So we've got our class. So we can come above it. Here we'll type var items item array equals, and now we set what we want it to be, just like we did in the space tutorial if you watched it. So here we'll start by saying new item, and then we put what we want. So the item ID is oak wood, comma, player's amount 0, buying amount 10, 5, and then here what we need to do is assign it correctly down here, but we'll say null for now. And then for description, we'll say Oakwood. Boom. Perfect. Comma. And we duplicate this several times. So what other one do we have? We have Palmwood. Plays amount 0, selling amount 10, 5, null. And then we copy the thing, so we can get rid of this one. So I'm going to basically just carry on doing this, up, down, like we've said before. You've just saw how I did it. It's really easy to do. So I'll do that and be back in a minute. So I've finished replacing it, and as you can see it looks a lot neater and a lot simpler now that we've done it. So what's left to do is fix these textures. So it should be relatively simple. So item texture, which is this one here, so our items, and then we go to I, so 0, 1, 2, 3, dot, and then what's the name of it? Icon equals textures I. Perfect. Now as soon as we click this, we are going to get flooded with errors, and I actually know this now, and it's going to be a lot this time because, as you can see, we don't know what these are no more. It doesn't know where it is, so we need to begin fixing these, and the biggest one it's on is item add inventory. So let's go to this. So click it, and we'll come to the side. 18, item plays amount is no longer a member of item starts. So line 18 here. So the first error we have on here is this for loop here is trying to access the component item starts.item plays amount, but that's not there no more. So instead what we're going to do is go back, and here in here we'll type the textures, which is the name of this, dot items dot length. So it'll get the length of every single item and scan every single one. Then we'll put here if the textures dot items dot items I dot players amount is more than 0. So basically if the player has one of those items, then it'll come down. We don't need to print I no more. Then if we go inventory grids I dot icon, which is right, equals the textures dot items, so it's not there no more. So items I dot icon. So it'll go through and assign each of our icons to our inventory if we have one. Perfect. Then in here, the inventory grids.name equals the same again, but instead of dot that, we put dot name. And exact same again, here, dot player amount. Yes. So final one, instead of, well, desk's right, so here we can just put. Perfect, so that'll assign it to our inventory here. So let's hope we got it right. So is it desk? Yep. Player amount? Yep, that's alright. So that part's done. Now we come into function new item, and in here we see that anywhere it says the textures, the item texture here. So new item equals the textures, item texture, that texture. So instead of that, what we need to do is type items, so the new item variable here equals our item starts, the items, this item, dot icon, so it fits in perfectly. Just get a break. So here inventory dot grids, so that one's fine. Array icon, new item, that one's fine. So this is our next error. The item starts equals player's amount. So inventory grids dot player amount equals the textures dot items that dot player amount. Perfect. So you can pretty much copy all of that and put it on this one as well. Just do the exact same. And anywhere else we got it, that's it. So that's that one done. And the next one we have is, that one's fine, that one's fine, this one here. So the textures dot items blah blah, and then I believe this one was dot name, and the final one will be dot desk, so we can put that there. DECK, well, C, items and the textures. So now that links pretty much everything back to where it should be. So if we go back to this, you should see all those errors disappear. There. So now we've only got a few more to do. So this is really, really simple and quick. So 141 is what we can do here. Var buyer price equals that. Well, that doesn't exist no more. So instead, do we have one for our script? Where's our script? Where is it? Well, we don't have one, so we should probably make one because it saves a lot of time. So here we'll duplicate this and type exactly what we typed in here. So we create a new script for it, item stats, and player inventory, be there, make it private, perfect. And we can put the textures equals, what did we call it? It was item stats. Perfect. And it won't be on component, so we type misc scripts, and just to make sure that's right, else that's going to throw an error again. And this one will throw an error as well, so we'll just get rid of that and we'll assign that one manually. Because if you look, our actual stats is on. Okay, I don't know where it is, but we'll just find a way. It'll probably tell us when we get there. So that one will throw an error if not, it don't work. So next one we have is, give that some room. We can get rid of this part here because we don't need that bit. So our first error, if we save it, is line 143, so it's down here. Bar price equals the textures dot items item ID dot buy price. Believe it was buy price. Yep. Times that. That one's fine. Now here we get another one. So the textures dot items, and then we can put bracket item ID, seeing as we already have the ID of it, dot icon. What was it before? Player's money. Dot player money. So that one will work. This one needs to be the exact same as that, so we can copy this and put it here. We can also do it here for the player's amount. Player amount. And that's all that one done. So we can come down again and we can save that and see if we get any more errors from it. So we've got 4 more. Player money is not part of it. That's correct. We shouldn't have done that. So where did I put money? So player money isn't part of it. So instead we can type exactly where it was before. My apologies. Item stats dot items dot player money. So item stats dot player money, and the next one will be this one here. Item stats dot player money, because they are static variables, as you can see. So we save and see what our next error is. Player money is not a member of item stats because it's players. 178 here. So again, we've done the same error as we did up here. So we can copy this, come down, and item buying amount, that one, and item stats dot players money, that's correct. And here, as stats dot player amount, and that should be that one completely fixed. So we only have this now, so collisions. So this one's relatively simple to fix. We type item, we need to create a variable for it, a script variable, but we'll just type the textures like we have, the items, dot players amount plus equals 1. So that'll fix that one. Then this one will be number 1, well 3, number 1. Well, eventually we are going to fix this script eventually because it is a bit poor. And 2. 4 I mean. So that one's that fixed. Let's go up to the top and we can duplicate this and type what is it called? Items. I'll do. No, the textures, I remember. Textures, it'll be item stats, and in here we can type else, so instead of doing that, then textures equals misScripts dot item stats. Perfect, just like that. So scroll down, we've got all these fixed. That should be all that one fixed. Boom, we only have line 7. Where's that one? We need to get rid of the underscore there, so we come back. And the items, it's not items, it's item stats. That's why that was throwing an error, so we come back. Collisions, players amount. Line 46, so we scroll down. It's player amount, that's why. So that one should be fine now, so that's all that one gone. And then we got 4 more left to do, then we're done. So, tree chop, item players amount is not a member of item stats. 44, which is this one here. So, again, we need to make our script variable. Let's just copy it, it's far easier. This one here will go in here, and this one up here will go up here. Perfect. So the textures, it was this line here. So textures.items 0.players player amount plus equals 1. We can get rid of this line here, and that's that all fixed. And last one, lines 62 and 94, players amount. Again, we need to create the script again. Copy all that, paste it up here, and take that there, and this one there. So very long tutorial so far, I apologise for that, but this stuff needs to be done. So I'm going to hopefully speed this up so it's not so bad. 64 now, there we go. So we got the textures dot items dot players player amount. I swear it's players amount, player amount. Yeah. So that's that one done. We come down to our last one, which is this one here. So same again, the textures dot items dot player amount. So that should be it done. So now what's left to do is to actually test it and see if it works, hopefully. So we might get a lot of errors because like that. So we can see if we click it, number 17 on item add amount, we have not set the textures thing because it's not on misScripts. So we'll just assign it here, whether it's somewhere else or not. I don't think it is anywhere else. So Oakwood, we've got everything there, works perfectly. This all should assign itself, so we can drag misScripts to inventory, textures. In fact, it should work this time when we just play, because we've told it to go there. Line 17, it's not understanding it again, so we click it. Let's have a look what it pops up with. 17 is this one. So the textures, the items, dot length. So looking over the script, what we need to do is actually assign it. We've never actually told it to actually go and get it. So what we're going to do is grab our misScripts and attach it to the textures here. So that should work perfectly now, hopefully. So run it, there's that error. So we go and collect something, put our inventory on so we can see, and collect. Perfect. But is it actually doing it? So let's see. misScripts, is it loading the images? Yes, it all looks perfect, that's brilliant. And what's left after that is Oakwood. Are we collecting it? Players amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, perfect. So it's much easier now to do. So we can just look in that and update it. We don't have to go finding loads of different scripts. I really apologise that this has been such a, I'm going to admit it, boring tutorial for the errors, but what you'll see once we've done all these main properties like the inventory and everything, like I said before, we're going to get back, do everything, do much cooler things. I am eventually, for everyone who's commenting, I am eventually going to put multiplayer in. It's just when you're doing multiplayer, when we've done stuff like player items dot find, not player items dot find. So we've done static variables. We can't really do that over a network for tutorials because then you'll be ripping it off other players' properties, and it's harder than you think. So we will eventually get around to it. Thank you for watching. Please join my Facebook group and see you next time.